I don't feel right unless the odds against me. Back against the wall of my strength. I can't let it break. Everything I've been through and made, it should make me better.
My name is Ethan Wang. I'm one of the coaches at Hard Times Muay Thai, specifically the juniors class.
Nice. And how long have you been training for?
I've been training since 2021, January, and I started coaching this year, just a couple months ago. I recently just graduated this last winter, so I've had this kind of last 8 months to kind of just work and train, specifically training, and I started becoming more of a coach here and started helping out more. But before then, it was a struggle. I remember I would have to actually when I first started training, I didn't have a place to stay, so I kind of bummed off my buddy's place off the floor just so I could start training here. I feel like the most challenging part is, I would say it's overtraining. I have the habit of, I'm the first one in, last one out. I want to do the extra miles and stuff. I want to run, but at the same time, my knees start giving out, my ankles, my body just can't keep up. So I'm always trying to push it, and that's where my coaches come in, Coach Bennett and Coach Carlos. They're the main two people where I have to listen to them. And if they tell me to stop, that's when I have to stop training and stuff like that. I do want to fight, and that's why, but it's also part of the nerves of it where I'm I never want to be underprepared. I remember how my first PKB and stuff like that, and it didn't go too hot, so I promised myself I would never let that happen again. So I basically doubled down on all the training methods and just started lifting, running more. But now that I keep doing it, and I've been doing it for the last 3 years, fortunately with my knees, bones and stuff like that, I'm becoming more injury prone, but I've been pretty lucky. I'm only 22. It's kind of reminding yourself that's this shit's supposed to be hard. If it ever feels too easy, you have to change something. It has to be hard because fighting isn't easy. So I feel like that's the important thing. This was just post high school and shit like that. I just graduated. It was COVID time, so 2020. So I was literally at home doing nothing. And then I just started watching a lot of, first there was UFC fights. I remember watching the old school ones with fucking GSP and shit like that, Nate Diaz. And then I started as a wrestler in high school, so that's my only combat experience. But even then, I was after I did that, I was just I don't want to wrestle or grapple for a while, so I was I want to do stand-up. When I started, I kind of threw myself head first. I was if I'm gonna do this, I want to make sure I get really good at it. So I realized a lot more of the sport is mental. Everyone, if fighting-wise, I feel everyone's physically in shape, but it's all about mental toughness at the end of the day. I always tell myself before fights, I'm training harder than my opponent. I'm always doing something more than my opponent, and I want to win more than him. So I feel getting ready mentally took me a while to get until, I feel I didn't get to that place until this year. So it took me the last 3 years of training to finally feel somewhat comfortable about that. Oh, I love sparring. Sparring and hitting pads, I feel those are the two fun parts, because I feel you can drill all the times you want, but hitting pads is fun. You actually get to work out, but sparring especially, I think it's just fun, especially if you have good teammates who aren't trying to kill you. I blew out my left shoulder skiing before I started training Muay Thai. That first year, for every point kickboxing and USMTO, my shoulder kept getting thrown out. So I think, and I had to lose 6 months of time of training. It just kept getting worse, so every time I tried doing something, it would come out. That was fun times running. With my shoulder.
That was what's the biggest obstacle? It's Tylee.
Yeah, Tylee is also my biggest obstacle. I told my past self to enjoy the fun parts more. I'm always hard on myself about anything, so I was training has to be perfect, technique has to be perfect, diet, how I'm eating and everything and stuff like that. It all needs to feel good and be perfect, but I don't know. I realized this year I was just nothing's ever perfect, so I might as well just have fun with it. But just accept what happens with anything. You can't control a lot of shit in life, so you just kind of gotta go with it. My biggest goal, and just the grandest, I just want one professional Muay Thai fight. I wrote that on a sticky note in high school when I graduated, that I wanted to do that, so I'm still chasing that. I said I'd do it before I'm 25, so I got 3 more years to figure it out.
Still a win. Got it off the muscle. All I know is hustle. All I know is making something out of nothing. What you think you see it? I had to hop in the kitchen. I'm really on fire. You know, ignited. Yeah. I know some people don't like it. I'm over with flavor. They probably a bite it. Yeah. Trendsetter, being better. I can't take the credit. Yeah, I wait. Yeah. Been on fire, boy. That's flambe. Only time you see my head down is when I'm praying. When my back is turned, the only time they wanna see it. Water on me, floor is cold as ice. I'm finna trade, yeah. Serve it to the people. They need hope. There's no delay. I think it's the wall of my strength, yeah. I can't let it break. Everything I've been through, it made me better. Ooh, a little hate, it just made me better. Yeah, been through everything, it just made me better. Yeah, I can't waste the pain, it just made me better. Yeah, working every day, it just made me better. Hold up, what they finna say? Tell it to your mammy, it don't matter, I ain't listening anyway. They just mad to see decide to drop, they look like ocean spray. You can get it too if you just work more than you talk today. This what happen when you take your pain and make it motivation. It ain't gonna be easy trying to be a legend. It's the payment. You need execution, not excuses, dog. You gotta face it. They don't want the truth, but if you quit, you don't deserve to make it. What you think they giving greatness out? Now you gotta take it. They don't know the hustle. They confused when they look at you. Till you hit your goals, they all shy. They think you Pikachu. Put your mind to it, you can do it.